Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy, and in this video I'm going to be giving you a 6-month update on my recent breakup coming out of a 4-year-long relationship. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of feedback of what I've done to get to where I am now at this point in the breakup. Because it's 6 months, I definitely feel like I'm doing a lot better, but it wasn't always that way, and it was a really hard process. Was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through, so I just want to get right into it and just share what I've gone through in these past 6 months. So just to give you a little context, like I said, I was in a relationship for 4 years and it ended pretty suddenly. They broke up with me over some differences that we had, and I really at first was doing horrible. The first 1 to 3 months was doing really bad. I had to distract myself a lot, and I ended up deciding to literally move out of the city that I was living in for the past 7 years because I had been wanting to move out for a while, and the breakup just seemed like the perfect excuse to do that. And so I ended up deciding to move to a new town. So that was about like 1 month into the breakup, and I had to give my apartment a 2-month notice. So basically a month after the breakup, I decided to move out of my city, which was pretty crazy. And that move has actually been extremely helpful to my healing at this time, because for those next 2 months, I was just getting rid of so many things and packing and getting ready for this move to a whole new city. So I will say that's something that extremely helped me in the breakup, is just having something to focus my energy into and getting rid of things, and just putting all my energy into the move really helped me those first 2 months. Because I will say, for me, the first 3 months were the hardest. I was doing really bad. I just felt like I was walking around with like my heart ripped out of my body. Like, it was just such a out of body surreal experience. Heartbreak is so horrible. It's such a numbing sadness that I'd never felt before. So fast forward, I ended up moving in with my parents for 2 months because the apartment I had found in my new city wasn't ready yet till 2 more months. So for 2 months I stayed with my parents, and that was months 4 and 5 of the breakup pretty much. And that was extremely helpful because that was another big distraction, just having them to stay with, and having someone to spend time with is just so helpful when you're going through a breakup. And any distraction is helpful, even work. Having my job was just a really good distraction as well. So then I ended up finally moving into my apartment, and now I'm just feel like I'm on the upswing. I feel like this is the beginning of a really positive era of my life. I feel like I'm starting to see the positives of the breakup, and I've just realized that I grew as much as I could in that relationship, and I never would have got to the level of growth that I'm at now if I had stayed in that relationship. For example, I never would have moved to this new city. I never would have moved into this apartment that feels honestly like a dream come true. I also bought a new car. That was a car that I had manifested down to the color, make, model, everything. And I just don't know if that stuff would have came true the same way that it has now. So I'm just starting to see the positives in the relationship, and I think that moving was a huge help. Not living in the city where the breakup happened and the relationship happened has been extremely beneficial. And after living in my new apartment for a month, I've just noticed a lot of shifts in myself where I'm just focusing so much more on myself. I'm working out more, reading more, trying new hobbies, watching new movies. I just noticed that when you're single, you can really focus all of your energy on yourself, and it's a very freeing feeling. You almost feel like you're the only person in the world, just so alone in the world, but in such a freeing way. I've been thinking a lot lately whether I still love my ex, and I've realized at the 6-month point that even though I still have love for him, I'm no longer in love with him. I still think about him and miss him every day, but it doesn't sting the same way that it did those first few months. Obviously, having someone who was your best friend for so long pulled from your life is something that's going to be a huge adjustment. And there are still some days that are definitely harder than others. But as sad as it is, more and more I'm starting to find acceptance for what my life looks like without him in it. So many positive blessings have come into my life since becoming single, and it has started to build my trust in the universe's decision to remove this relationship from my life. I am truly grateful for this time that I get to spend with myself, exploring a different city and focusing on my goals. I know deep down that I do want to be in love again someday in my life, but I'm working on being more present with the fact that my job right now is to learn how to love myself as deeply as possible and be happy in this phase of my life. Thank you so much for watching this video and listening to my journey.